vlog. I'm sorry, you're kind of crooked. I've just got my phone like propped up on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is kind of crooked. But I drove out of town today because I came across a specific drink that I want to try, and this is the only place local to me that has it, which is the Vitamin Shop over in like Trussville, Alabama. They also have one over in Hoover, which I would have opted to go to Hoover instead. However, one of the things that I was looking at that they were out of stock on, which was the black cherry lime sparkling water, and it's the Element brand. It's supposed to be paleo friendly, and that is the diet that I'm currently doing. I don't think I've given you guys an update. I went and saw somebody Thursday of last week. It is now Monday, and she gave me some supplements. She put me on the paleo diet, and quite a restrictive one, because I do have a ton of things that I need to work on, especially in regards to my gut health. And one of them I'm taking right now. But, so I got 4 different supplements to be more exact. That is, 2 of them are for gut health. The other 2 are specifically focused on like the brain fog that I've been dealing with, and really just supporting my liver in the detoxification process. One is a an antihistamine, because that is a lot of what I'm dealing with. I have really struggled a lot with eating since like the first week of October. It has definitely been really hard for me, and it like started to progressively get worse, down to the point to like right before the appointment, I was, no joke, only eating salted and buttered chicken breast, and like maybe having a banana or a potato or something. Like, I was not eating a whole lot, because everything makes me feel bad. Or not really everything, but just about everything makes me feel bad, to the point like I would literally be in the middle of eating food and my heart would start racing, and just, it was bad. Like, it gave me such anxiety that it was about to become a problem, to be completely. And I've already lost a ton of weight. So about a year ago, because I was on Lexapro and hydroxyzine, and that caused me to gain like 30 pounds. After having my son, I was like 140 pounds. After starting the medicine, within like 6 months, I had jumped up to 170 or somewhere around in there. And I stayed stagnant at that for the entire time that I was on that medication. Once I got off, I dropped down like 20 pounds. So I was like at 150. And I'm going to be honest, like, I was satisfied with being at 150 after being at 170 for the several years that I was. And come October, when all of this stuff hit, like, no joke, I immediately dropped. I had people telling me, like, you just dropped weight out of nowhere, and they were concerned for me, to say the least, which is very surprising, because nobody ever really tells me that they're concerned for me. So, yeah, I did that, and hopefully I'm on the right track to getting better. One of the things that I have noticed, and the whole reason I was actually coming out here, the whole reason I was coming out this way to begin with, was to find a local place that has some sort of coffee that is third-party tested for mold. And Target is one of them, and Target is like, this is the closest place to me where there's a Target, because where I actually live at doesn't have a Target, and I literally have to go the same amount of distance in both directions in order to get to a Target. And I was coming here to get that specific brand of coffee, but then I learned about this electrolyte drink, and I'm someone who religiously would drink like liquid IVs and things like that. I really like liquid IV, but it's not something that I can drink right now. So I'm going to give this one a try. And after I get this, because I'm still waiting around for this store to actually open, after that, I am going to actually just go ahead and go over to Target and just kind of, I guess, browse around, because that is not something that I have done in a hot minute. I have not been inside Target in literal months, and I just kind of want to see what they got. I may end up going into maybe a couple of other shops that are over here too, because I am looking for new clothes. Mainly because a lot of the stuff I have does not fit me. I did buy a few pieces from Old Navy the other day, and not only that, and I'm super mad about this too, I ordered some of the pants that I actually like. It is the extra high-waisted, not just the high-waisted, the extra high-waisted flare jeans that they had, because I bought some a couple of years back and I really liked them because they were the actual like jean material, like closest to 100% cotton that you could get, and they have changed it up. I purchased those thinking that they were going to be the same, put them on. One, they are too big, and they are a size 4. I was a size 8, but they are too big, so I'm having to return them anyways, but I'm just returning them and not exchanging them because I just don't want jeans that are like that. Like, the closest I can get to having like 100% cotton and linen and things like that, the better. And it's really hard to find clothes like that because everything just has to be stretchy. Everyone's got to have stretchy stuff, and I'm not knocking it because I understand it to a certain extent, but I don't want to continue to do a lot of the things the way that I have always done them. I want to make adjustments, and one of those big adjustments that I have is to really focus on my health and my wellness. That is the biggest one. My eating habits, the things that I am doing daily. I'm honestly considering actually getting a gym membership. I have not worked out in probably almost a year, to be completely honest with you guys. And I think it is about time that I actually get back into it, especially after dealing with all that I've been dealing with and the amount of weight that I've lost and like how weak I have felt. I'm trying to gradually like put myself back in the position to work out. So I've been doing like small things here and there, taking walks, doing some, what are they called? Doing some leg workouts, doing some arm workouts. I do Bulgarian split squats, which if you've never done, they are atrocious. What they say all the time is, if it begins with a foreign country, don't do it because it is going to be rough. And they're not lying. They are rough. And the last time that I did them without any like added weight. I just did it with my own weight, which was really hard because I like to have the added weight for balance. But I did some of those. I've started doing those. I don't even know exactly what they're called, but they're like the leg raisers because I'm trying to focus more like on my glutes. I do need to focus a bit more on my quads now too, primarily because of everything that I've been dealing with. But I really need to get into a little bit of strength training so that way I can, get back to my normal self. That is what I'm hoping. Not only that, I will be updating like all of my clothes. I will be updating a lot of the things in my house, kitchen appliances, or not, maybe not appliances, maybe a few, because I do want to get a new air fryer. That's what it's called. But I also want to buy an Instapot. I've never had one, never used one, but I'd like to get one and use it because there are other things when I'm able to incorporate some of these things that I'm not allowed to have for the time being back into my diet. I want to do them from scratch, and I think using the Instapot would be the best, like beans. Beans is something that I have come to like. I used to never eat beans. I hated beans, and it was not a taste thing. It was always the texture. I did not like the slight thin film or lining around the beans accompanied with the mush. It grossed me out. I hated it. for the longest time, but now I can actually eat them, but I actually can't for the time being because it is considered a food that does increase inflammation. So I am being told that for the time being, that needs to be cut out, which really upsets me because that includes green beans. And I really like green beans. Green beans typically are always my go-to food for anything. If I don't know what to cook, I'm making green beans. I'm just gonna make green beans. And I like to roast them more specifically. I have come to really love roasted veggies over steamed vegetables. And I am a veggie kind of person. I much prefer vegetables over fruit. Just a little known fact about me for you guys. But yeah, so it's really just trying to figure out additional things to add in because there are a lot of vegetables that I don't eat, and just trying to figure out the whole workaround. And I even told my husband, like this morning, we're gonna be spending a lot more money on groceries than what we have been because of my diet specifically, which is why I sat there and told him the other day, I was like, I would much prefer you do this along with me, so that way we don't end up spending an astronomical amount of money than we already are. Not only that, this morning I also told him, like, we got to get rid of the Jeep. That Jeep is the biggest thing that is draining us financially right now. And in all honesty, like, we knew better than to get it. But we got it. We're here. We're in a position. And it's a lot of it has to do with every single year since we've got it. There was one year it broke down twice, but it has broke down every single year, and it has cost us well over $1,000 each time to fix it. It has been a huge money pit for us. And as of right now, like, we're good and clear on it. We're fine. But I think sometime this week we will either go to a few dealerships. We're probably also going to end up listing it on like Facebook Marketplace or something for however much we're going to sell it for. But I told them this morning, I was like, we're not going to take, like, if we go to a dealership, we're not taking what it is they're going to offer, because they're going to offer $10,000 less than what we have owed. And I know that because that is what they have done every single time we have gone in to try and like trade it in or do something like that. And at this point, I'm like, we're not trading it in, we're selling it, we're getting rid of it, and we're not taking less than this amount for it. If we have to eat like 1,000 or 2,000 of the cost, I'm fine with that. I don't care. I will take that over the amount of money that we are already having to spend on it as it is. But this is just my little tidbit to you. Jeeps are fun. They're versatile. There are a bunch of things you can do with them, but they are not worth the money. They drastically lose their value. Here's all the Easter stuff that they got out. Like little tulips. Aw, a little turtle. Aw. My son absolutely loves Sonic right now. Now, one of the things that I do plan on doing is like updating a lot of the things in my house, curtains, things of that nature. And I want to look for like 100% cotton, linen, things like that. I know I've already said it, but I really like this. And I think this may actually end up being something I actually get. I don't know if this one is 100% cotton or something. And in all honesty, if I'm going to go with anything, it's going to be green. Now, the major thing I need to look at the most of is going to be pants. This is a skirt. And I don't know what it is about these, but I desperately want something like this. I think this is cute too. This might definitely be the brand that I end up going with. I'm not sure how I would look in these like wide leg pants. I've never wore wide leg pants, and I'm already small enough as it is. I'm not gonna lie, they have a lot of really cute stuff, but a lot of it, especially like a lot of the like workout stuff, the gym wear, the lounge wear, whatever it is you want to call it, does in fact have polyester in it. So kind of disappointed about that. All right. I think I found a pair that fit me well. They are 100% cotton. They are the Wild Fable brand. I should have grabbed the other one. I'm really liking that vintage one that they have out there. Like, they have a ton of that brand. I think I'm liking that. So I may take a peek at some of that stuff, and that may be my actual go-to whenever I do actually really start replenishing my clothes. But these are coming home with me today because I have 2 pairs of pants that fit me, and one of them are way too long. And I need something else to wear because I'm tired of having to wear the same 2 pants all the time. And of course, I did decide to browse around the entire store, but I really wanted to look at a lot of the blankets, the sheets, pillowcases, and all of the other household essentials to see what it is they had on hand. I'm absolutely loving the Castellana brand. They have so many linen and cotton things, and even the silk pillowcase and even eye mask. I'm definitely going back to get those things. And I don't really think the household items are the things that I'm going to have to worry about. It's whenever I get down to the point of trying to find workout clothes. Oh, and of course, I did have to browse through the books, and I have noticed that Walmart and Target are starting to get in a lot of books, especially the books that I typically gravitate toward, the ones that I want to read, which are primarily just personal development books. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins is definitely on my to-be read. I got my big old case of the black cherry lime element. And they had a promotion, a little deal going on where you could get a free can for the purchase of this. So I ended up grabbing the citrus salt, and I mean, it's not too bad. It's rather salty because it is, in fact, like sugar-free, dairy-free, nothing dodgy, all electrolytes, caffeine-free. I mean, it's good. It's just salty. It's not something I think my husband is going to like to drink, to be completely honest with you. I also grabbed like the little pack right here. My husband might take one of these or whatever. I have my macadamias. These right here are so addictive. I cannot stop eating them. They're dry roasted macadamia nuts with sea salt, which is why I can have them because they're not like coated in oil or anything like that. And I will no joke eat this in one sitting if I'm not careful. I did end up grabbing the coffee just to try it out. And of course, I got the pants. I like these pants. They're nice. Did have a conversation with my husband on the way home because I was asking him, should I get the coffee? Should I not? What if I start craving coffee and I really want some and then I try to drink the other stuff and it causes a huge reaction? So he's like, go ahead and get it. And we talked a little bit more about the Jeep. And I even told him, like, my whole big plan for this year is to update a lot of the stuff. Like, yes, they're going to be like kitchen stuff that I'm going to update, but that'll probably be closer to the end of the year. My main focus is to focus on like my wardrobe, like my hair care, face care, body care, like, you know, just the whole thing, eating and everything like that. So I told him, because we were talking about if we can't get rid of the Jeep for a decent price, we were thinking about just taking a lot of the money, like the extra money that we have this year, to pay that off. And then at the beginning of next year, hopefully we could buy some other vehicle. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, I guess, do the stuff that I need to do here, eat, and then go get the Jeep, go get little man, and we will be spending the rest of the day just hanging out, chilling, and I may end up going out and door dashing again a little bit later. Just when you think your day couldn't get any better. It hasn't even been like 5 minutes. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's been acting all wonky all week so far, which is only Monday, so just try it again. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with it, but that's an issue. We've had that maybe 3 years. Had it for a little bit. But I mean, and that's not the only issue we've had, because we've had the dryer for the same amount of time and we've already had to get like the little knob for the timer replaced and that other little piece that goes into it. Like, they don't make things like they used to. They don't. Not even people. But several things that I do need to do, but one thing I forgot about. My son has his checkup appointment today, and then tomorrow he has his dentist appointment. Thankfully, it's after he gets out of school, because I've tried to schedule him as late in the evening as I possibly can, so he doesn't really have to miss any days of school. But I also need to figure out what in the world we're doing for dinner. I have chicken and I have ground beef. Last night we had those sloppy joes. And y'all, those things were so good. I was not expecting them to be as good as they were, especially on that sweet potato. I would have never imagined in a million years to put sloppy joe on top of a sweet potato. Unsweetened sloppy joe on top of a sweet potato at that, because I do have to have unsweetened, no sweetener, no artificial flavors, colorings, I don't even think any other natural flavors, but I'm not entirely sure. There may be other natural flavors in this thing right here. I don't know, but I like it. 1,000 milligrams of sodium. I didn't even realize that. 1 can is a full serving size. That's a lot. I could use it though. This morning when I was rolling over, I did start to feel like a cramp in my calf, which is typically a major sign of like dehydration. And because I'm not really filling up on carbs and things like that, I'm not really holding on to, I guess, as much water as I usually would. Of course, as you can tell, one of the things that I have got to do is do the sheets. But I need to figure out dinner real quick, because I've got 30 minutes till I gotta leave here to go get little man. I forgot about these bones. I need to do those today. Okay, well, that's gonna be done after little man gets home. We'll do that in between the time he gets home and the appointment before we have to go to it, because he gets out at 1:30. His appointment's not until 3, and his doctor's office is right down the road from where we live. So it's not that big of an issue. So I'll do that. I'll get dinner started then. Everything will be fine. Everything's working out. Everything's turning out great. I really wish this thing would start. Oh, yep, nope, there it goes again. I'm done. Already, again. Y'all just ignore it. I've been like trying to get these shelves up forever. At first, like, this was the way that I was gonna do it, but then I decided to add that extra board. And I really desperately gotta finish it so that way I can start putting stuff back up there. But that'll get done. That's on the bottom of the priorities list right now. What are you doing? We're finally back home. I need to get everything situated. Had to run to Walmart to get a few things. I'm going to do the buffalo chicken tonight for dinner. I might do some little dip or something with it. I would like to make it sort of like a creamy consistency, but I do not have like the proper coconut milk. That is something that I'm going to have to order, because all of the ones local to me, can you please stop shining at my eye? Yes, that is bright. I will turn it on in a little bit. Let me finish doing what I'm doing. But I don't have the right coconut milk. I'm going to have to order that because no place near me actually has the type of coconut milk without the additives and everything like that to it. But I did have to go grab a few things. Some things that I have researched in regards to the paleo diet is that Tabasco is one good hot sauce that is approved. Another one is the original. No, I grabbed the wrong one. And I honestly thought that I grabbed the right one, but some organic garlic powder. I got a big old case of eggs because eggs are definitely one thing that I know that I can eat. And it's something that I will literally eat for breakfast every single morning. Right, now I get to call my husband and let him know to get me the other stuff. I guess, I don't know. Good news, my husband is in fact going to actually go and get some more on his way in. I don't know if these have washed. It seems like they have. They're wet. They smell clean. So. Alright, so since my husband is going to be getting some more, I'm just going to tell him when he gets here to throw a cup of it in here. I'm gonna cut up an onion, go ahead and put the chicken and everything like that that's going in it, and hopefully everything will be good. And anytime I make any recipes, a lot of times when it comes to things like onions and that, I don't ever do one full onion like it says you need to. I just don't like, I like onion, but I don't like it to be overpowering. And the vast majority of the time, onions just overpower with flavor. And we literally have probably like less than 10 minutes till we gotta leave. Go to Little Man's appointment. Should be plenty enough salt. And in all honesty, if I wasn't so pressed for time, I would definitely be mincing up some garlic to throw in there, but seeing as how you got a few minutes to get out the door. Lord have mercy. It'd be nice if they'd make these things a little bit easier to open. What else? Only because the recipe that I usually use for my ranch calls for dill. I'm putting dill in it because the recipe that I'm trying to use for this also calls for the ranch seasoning. Some of this in there too.
Mama.
Yes, baby.
You draw something come alive.
When you draw something, it comes alive.
Yes.
And then some of this bone broth that I found at Publix not too long ago. And I really like it because it only has 3 ingredients: filtered water, beef or chicken bones, and carrots. And just so you know, most of you probably have not seen broth that is like this, but this is going to be more jelly-like than anything.
What? What did you say?
And because our water filter thing that we usually use needs to be replaced, I'm just gonna have to raw dog it. One cup of water. I think I might do a splash or 2 of cocoa aminos. If I feel like I need to add additional seasonings later, then I will do it later on. But we've got to get out the door. Okay, it's obviously nighttime now. The boys are going to bed. Trying to get most of the kitchen cleaned up. I realized I use my crock pot, and that's what I use whenever I'm making my broth. But I'm gonna blanch the bones real quick, which I'm just gonna bring it to a boil and allow them to simmer for like 10 minutes. I considered going ahead and like roasting them too, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because it is so late. I think I'm just going to blanch them, throw them in the crock pot, and in the morning I will clear out all of the bone marrow that is inside each of the bones. This chicken was actually pretty freaking good. And whenever I buy organic stuff, I have learned to immediately upon getting them, especially if I know I'm going to be using them specifically for something like this, to just go ahead, clean them up, throw them in the freezer so I don't have to keep replenishing them over and over and over again. But because I typically only ever really use the carrots, I do. One more. Add a little extra celery this time too. And I froze this as well. In all honesty, I should probably just leave the things on it. Give it a stronger flavor. There's one. I think I'm just gonna do the rest of this. Now, one thing I just realized is I don't have a bay leaf, so I will not be putting a bay leaf in there this time. Okay, I got those. Gonna go ahead and crank that up. Well, no, because I'm blanching them, I'm not gonna put it on high for 2 hours. I'm just gonna strictly do it on low. Now the recipe that I'm using actually calls for 12 cups, which I know 12 cups will in fact fit in here, but I like to not do the full 12 because I don't want it to be runny. I still want it to be that like gelatin consistency at the end. So in order to do that, I have to reduce the amount of water that I'm putting in there so that way it can reduce down. It's either that or I just do the reduction thing just a little bit more. I could let it go longer in order for it to reduce down a bit more. That's what I was trying to say. Yes, baby.
I put clothes on.
You put clothes on?
Yes. Happy.
Baby, it's time for you to start going to bed. It's after your bedtime.
I want to sleep with you. Please go on my world know me.
I'll be in there in just a minute,
Oh,
baby.
we're voting!
It's fine.
Let's see. I'll get you done, Mama.
I think that'll be enough. It's usually just supposed to be half a teaspoon, but I added a little bit more because I don't feel like half a teaspoon is enough for it. Just to like really get it going, I think I'm gonna leave this like this on high for an hour. I don't know if this will hold all these bones. Plus the water. Oh my goodness. Bruh, get in there. I'm gonna have to remove some of this water. What did I do? We got it. Ouch. I will be asking my husband to empty out that in the morning before he goes to work. In all honesty, I should have gotten to this way sooner than what I did, but it had to get done today, so I guess, as they say, better late than never, right? Plus, I didn't want those beef bones to get wasted because those things are pretty pricey.